friends, this is Angela from We Are Family Homeschoolers, and I'm coming to you today with a review on the Learning Language Arts Through Literature Yellow Book, 3rd edition. This is a language arts curriculum that's all-inclusive. It covers spelling, vocabulary, grammar, reading, penmanship, creative writing, high-order thinking skills. This edition also has cursive in it. It comes with a teacher's book and the student book, and it also comes with 4 readers, which I'm going to show you one right here. It's the White Stallion, which is a sweet little book that I had when I was a child. My daughter's already read that. Then it progresses through Madeline and The Courage of Sarah Noble, and finally at the end of the book you'll be reading a short biography, Meet George Washington. Getting them into picture books so you can see where they start. Simple sentences. And then moving on to chapter books with pictures. Okay, so let me show you how this curriculum works, and then I'll show you how I'm using it. So we open it up to the table of contents, and the lessons are laid out. You start with everyday words from the Tale of Benjamin Bunny. There's lots of literature in here. Here's your lesson 6, which is week 6, the White Stallion. And your assessments, which can be used as quizzes, just to see what your child is understanding. And then lesson or week 14 is Madeline. And there's newspaper skills and map skills. Writing a friendly letter, using a dictionary. Over here we have some everyday words from the Jungle Book and another literature link, Meet George Washington. Everyday words, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Another literature link, Courage of Sarah Noble. Everyday words in the Creation, using the Thesaurus. The Tale of Jeremy Vole. And everyday words in Encyclopedia Brown. And here we have the Pledge of Allegiance, St. George and the Dragon, Mother Goose. And then there's helps in the appendix. And let's take you to a lesson that hasn't been used yet. So here's lesson 8. You start out with a passage that's taken from one of the books, and then they're going to copy the poem from the model and compare their copy to the model and make any corrections in spelling or punctuation. They have a short spelling list that follows a pattern, and they'll copy the spelling words down. Then they can place the words inside the word shapes, and that's it for day 1. And then there's day 2. And they're going to place their spelling words in sentences, and it reminds you to do your spelling words. And that's it. And then there's day 3, working on some new grammar concepts, some sentences. Rewriting the sentences with contractions. Do a spelling bee or practice your spelling words. Do some enrichment. And here's day 4. And it has you keep going back to that little literature passage to find certain parts of speech. And here you're going to use your thesaurus and find synonyms. And there's a spelling pretest and some more enrichment. That's your higher thinking skills there. And then day 5, you're going to have discussion with a teacher. Draw a picture, write several sentences that shows how practice helped you. Discussion with teacher, this is in the teacher's book. Over here is a place to write your spelling test. Journal entry if you want to do that. And here's your handwriting. Here's some cursive. A little bit of practice. and some continued cursive, and some more lines if any letters need some extra work. And this is the end of the week, review activities. 2 meanings for each word. Write the contractions. Replace the underlined word with a synonym. List the words in alphabetical order. And then we move on to lesson 9. So it's a new literature passage, and a new set of spelling words, a new set of activities. Every lesson takes about 20 minutes or a little less. Okay, let me show you what a literature link looks like. So here's where we study Madeline. And you have a list of French vocabulary. And you can go ahead and read Madeline, or if you don't have the book, you can read this story. And then here are the discussion questions for Madeline. Here's the discussion questions for the story in the book. And over here, some map activities. You can look these up on YouTube if you want to give your child a better visual. Talk with your children about living in other countries. Things to discuss. What are similar with children that live in other countries? What are the differences? Finding the words in the word puzzles. Translating some French words into English. Take your dictation from a teacher. Discussion with your teacher, which is in the teacher's book. And then here's an assessment. And some notes. Alright, let's hop over here to the teacher's book. I'm going to show you how easy this is to use. So it's all the same pages pretty much as you see in the student book. We have the answers all on the side here. In the student book where it says discussion with teacher, you'll see over here a paragraph. We'll have you explain a concept to your student or ask them a question, get them thinking. And then here are the answers to the review activities, which I use like a quiz. And so that's how that works. It's a very peaceful curriculum. It's all-inclusive. There's no colors to distract children with ADHD. This is how to fold a paper airplane, how to write a friendly letter. And now I'm going to show you how I use LLATL with my child. So my child was diagnosed with ADHD and combined type with learning impairments. They never told me what the learning impairments are, but I'm pretty sure it has something to do with dyslexia. So this is how she works. We come back to the literature passage every day of the week and we underline some new words. Copy work is really painful for her, so we usually don't copy the whole paragraph. Studying is spelling words in small groups and patterns like every, everybody, everyone, everything, everywhere has been really successful for her. I have her clap it out or sing it or whatever she needs to get it going. Copying the spelling words is okay. Doing the enrichments sometimes throws her brain for a loop. She can't figure those out. So we just skip them and we move on and do what we can. And then we talk about the grammar, and I often have to help her with the grammar concepts, but it's no big deal because they're just going to be repeated year after year in all the following books. So as long as I know she's understanding it, if she doesn't remember it, then that's okay. She does really well in the spelling. She understands. She has good comprehension. Sometimes I write the words in for her as long as she gives me the sentence. Now her cursive handwriting comes out a little bit better than her print. But she's a very artistic child, and so that works for her. So I did wanted to give you some encouragement. Over here on YouTube, there's a sweet lady from Oikos Ministries, and she has a whole bunch of videos on the LLATL books. And if you look at that video that says LLATL Purple Book Review by the Oikos family, she talks about how she put her child through the whole Purple Book while she had, I believe it was a broken arm, and she never actually wrote in the book, but she still did all the learning activities with her mother and gained all that knowledge, but she never actually had to put pen to paper. So if that's the case, you can do that too. Your child can still use these books. You can still do the reading, or you can read to them. There's ways to work around your child's disability or your child's gifts, and they don't have to stop their education. So far, this has been successful with my daughter, who has learning impairments in reading and writing. And she wouldn't call it fun, but it's not stressful. And so to have a curriculum that's not stressful is such a relief for us. She loves the books. She loves the short lessons. I do want to tell you what we're going to do to make getting through this curriculum easier for her, because I do believe she has some dyslexia. We're going to be running through Dyslexia Games over the summer. And then we're going to jump right back into the LLATL Yellow Book. And she's actually doing LLATL Yellow Book for 6th grade. Even though it is a 3rd grade curriculum, that's what she needs right now. So, Dyslexia Games I'm going to cover in another video, but it's basically teaching the artistic side of her brain to read and write. So, thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe.